Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in today's video. In today's video, we are going to design this beautiful looking articles page, and the page is a little bit responsive also, right? So let's get started. Okay everyone, so on the right we have our Firefox editor opened up with live server running on it, and this is our design inspiration. Again, it is from uidesigndaily.com. And on the left we have our Sublime text editor opened up with index.html, style.css and design.txt file. In design.txt we have some import statement for Google fonts. It is for Cooling Park font. I have just kind of copy pasted that here so that we don't have to go into Google Fonts and grab this one. And then we have this text which I have copied here, which is this part of the text, as you can see. So let's get started with HTML part of the story. So first thing you will notice is everything is placed inside a container. So let's create the div tag. Let's get a class of container. Okay, and inside that let's create our header first. So we have some part of the header on the left and some part on the right. So for that, let's create two div tags. Okay, and inside that let's create our unordered list. Inside that our list elements and anchor tag which says product. Yeah, let's duplicate it, Ctrl+Shift+D 4 times, and first thing we have product, then we have pricing, then we have capital U, use cases, and then we have blog. I mean, I will not be implementing that arrow. I hope that's fine with you. Let's see. Okay, we are getting this, and okay, so that is done. Let's create buttons, and let's put them also inside a div. There is a button, so button which says login, Ctrl+Shift+D, and we have get started. Okay, so we have two buttons also. After that, okay, let's create this kind of title menu, and on the right we have this search icon. So we'll have to create that also, and let's put everything I mean all the parts of that title inside a div tag. So let's create a div. Let's give it a class of, let's say, topics, or we can say topic header, right? So header, and inside that let's create another div tag. Let's give it a class of topics, and inside that let's create our unordered list. UL, again we'll have our li elements and an anchor tag inside it which just says project. Let's duplicate it 5 times, and we have, okay, there is a remote in there, capital R. Actually you can I think you can do this in JavaScript also, where you can change the case of the whole string, by the way, and here we have just one word. Yeah, so we can do that there also, but let's do it here for now. Then we have productivity. Okay, and then finally we have marketing. Oh, I said marketing. Okay, and then we have this icon of search. So let's create that inside another div tag. Let's put an image of that. I already downloaded it from this website called uxwings.com, if I'm not wrong. You can so you can get free icons from there. So I've downloaded it from there, and I think I have named it as search image. No, okay, let's see what I have named it as. Named it as search test line. I think it was a PNG. Let's see if we got it. Yeah, and it's always better to add alt tag, right, for accessibility. So you can do that also. Will not be doing it now. Okay, so with that our kind of topic header is also done. Let's go ahead to the section part, but before that we'll be adding this h2 tag, right, for the header, which is this one. I think let's put h1 only, right? So it's a pretty big one, so we can just say h1, and inside we have for now productivity. Okay, now let's go ahead and implement our section which contains main data for this design. So we have bunch of images on the left, and then you have a bunch of images on the right with some, so these are like recent, okay, it says recent articles, and on the left we have a main article. So let's create a div tag with the class of main article. Let's get a main underscore article, and inside that we have image. Let's put that into a div tag. We can just say main image. Let's create an image tag img, and source will be so I have already downloaded this image from so I will download them from Pexels. I was able to kind of find the same image, and I've named it as pine trees. So let's put that pine trees. I think it was a JPG. Let's see if we got it. Yeah, so there we have our image. Okay, and we have placed it inside a div tag. After that, let's have an h2 tag which says little things do make a difference, indeed though. And after that we have this text. We can put it in a p tag, and I have already copied this text here. Actually, it's a very thought-provoking text. It says, why do you want to motivate yourself? Actually, just answering the question fully can be one of the better ways to get your daily motivation. That's a cool thought, right? Let me know in the comments. Okay, after that we have a kind of part where you have details of author and an image. So let's create a div tag for that. Let's give it a class of author, and inside that let's create a div tag for, let's say, class of author image. And I won't be taking images of people. We can just create a circle just for the design, right? And after that we have a p tag with the name of the author. For now we will just use what we have here, Catherine Shelton, T-O-N. Okay, how does that look? We have image, and then we have just the text here. Okay, so I think that's all that we need in HTML from for the main article. Let's create our recent article part. So for that, again, we'll use a div tag, right? Div tag. Let's give it a class of recent articles. Recent article. Okay. Recent articles. Let's put it. And inside that, first we have a text. Let's put it in h2 tag. It says recent articles. I think this is going to be a pretty long video, so forgive me for that. But yeah, I think we'll both learn a good amount of stuff. So also hang in there. Okay, what do we have after that? Okay, and then there is a repetition of the same structure 3 times. So let's create the first one. For that, again, we need an image, and okay, let's put that inside a div tag first. So let's give it a class of, let's say, demo article, right? Demo article, and inside that first we have an image. Let's put it inside a div tag, class of demo image, and inside that we have an image. So I have already downloaded a bunch of images. We'll use that. There is building 1, building 2, and then we have one more interior, right? So for the first one, let's use building 1, building underscore 1 dot jpg, I think, right? Let's see if we got it here. Yeah, so there we have. And then what else? Okay, after that we have again an h2 tag which just says, but let's put that inside another div tag. Let's give it a class of, let's say, demo text. Okay, and then here we have an h2 tag which says common symbols and their meanings. Okay, let's put capital M. Okay, and then again we have author, so we can use the same structure that we defined here. Let's copy paste that, copy paste. And I don't like stuff if it is not indented, so let's do that. Okay, let's see what do we have. Okay, right, so same thing, let's just copy paste it 3 times. I hope I'll be copying the correct div. Control C, oh no, Control Z, Control C, then deselect it, Control V, Control V, so 3 times. Okay, let's change the image for other articles. So we have, okay, first one is here, we have building 1. After that, let's put our interior, NTRIR, and then finally let's put building 2. Let the text be as it is, which is not important. Okay, all right, so I think we are done for HTML. Let's go ahead to CSS for styling, and we can always add some classes if we need to, kind of specify some stuff. So let's go ahead to style.css for styling, and I'll also make it a bit wider, and let's, okay, now HTML will not look readable, so let's hide that, and let's go ahead to, so I mean, at least we have some structure visible here, right? So let's go ahead to our style.css for styling. Okay, so let's get started. I mean, let's have some basic styling done first. So for that, we'll just say padding 0, margin 0, and let's say box sizing border box. Okay, now let's keep this window so that we know what is being done, right? Okay, and then here, okay, now let's start a body. Now inside body we have just one container as a child element, right? Everything else is inside the container. So let's center that container. We can do that using display flex, align atom center, justify content center. Okay, all the text is gone, we'll fix it. Let's start our container. Let's give it a width of 95%. Let's get a max width of 1240 pixels. Okay, let's set background for the body. Background color, I think we'll pick it up from the color palette here, this one. So let's put that here, and then style our container. So let's have a background color of white, FFFF. Okay, and let's give some margin on the top. So margin top, let's have margin of some 50 pixels. Okay, let's round the borders. So border radius of let's put 10 pixels for now. Okay, that looks good. Or okay, let's put 20. All right, let's change the font family. I don't like the font we have right now. Control C, let's put it at the top. Control V, and here we'll just say font family colon Park, comma sans serif. Okay, next thing, okay, let's first remove the default list styling and text decoration for anchor elements. For that we'll just do excuse me, li will just say list styling none. Okay, and then for the anchor tags we don't want any decoration, so we'll just say text decoration none, and color will have to be black. I mean, by default it's all blue. Okay, there we go. Okay, next thing, let's go ahead and style our header, right, which is this part, which are this bunch of text and this buttons, right? So let's style that. Let's go to header, we'll select it using header, and let's make it a flex element, right? So we'll say display flex, align atom center, justify content center. How does that look? Okay, everything is at the center, but the reason we have put two div tags, right, is so that now if in my when I make a header flex element, I can just say space between, and what that will do is that will push buttons to the right. That is one div tag, and another div tag to the left. Okay, now but we don't want our list to be stacked like this. We want it to be horizontal. So for that, we'll just say we can make on a dot list a flex element. So for that, we'll just say display flex, align item center, justify content center. How does that look? Okay, and then for the li, to the li, we can add some padding so that we have some gap in between. So for that, we'll just say padding right. Where is padding right? Padding right of, let's say, 20 pixels. Okay, so that spaces them apart. And now, okay, we don't have any padding on the container. Let's add some padding to the container also. Where is container? And let's set padding of, let's say, 30 pixels. No, oh, padding right, padding. Okay, or let's make it even more, 40 pixels. That looks good. Okay. Now for the header, you see there's this line also, so we can, let's put that also. So for the header, we'll just say border bottom, let's make it 2 pixels, solid and solid, and let's give it a color of B1, capital B1, capital B1. Okay, there we have. And okay, let's add some padding to the header, padding bottom, or yeah, because there is some space right here, so let's put that. We'll just say padding bottom of, let's say, 30 pixels. How does that look? Okay, next thing, let's go ahead and style our buttons. So we can do that here. Button, let's make them let's give them height of 30 pixels. Let's give them width of 150 pixels. How does that look? I think reasonable. Let's round the borders. So for that, we'll just say border radius of let's say 15 pixels. Okay, border, we can make it as 2 pixels again, solid hash B1. Yeah, that's the color. And then background, okay, we'll make it to white. So for buttons, we'll just say background color of FF. Okay, so that way our buttons are also styled. We have our header done. Okay, let's go ahead and style our topic header. Okay, so for that, we'll just say, let's just copy paste it from here, Control C, dot Control V. Okay. Okay, first thing that we should do is we'll make this search icon smaller. So for that, I'll just say topic header. Okay, let's go next, and I'll just say copy this guy, Control C, image as, let's give it a height of 20 pixel, make it smaller, right? Very small height, and then width also 20 pixel. How does that look? Okay, now it is here. Let's make our header flex element also, right? Display flex, and we'll, so I mean, so that we are using the same principle as we used for the header also, so that, you know, we have our 2 div tags. I mean, in the HTML, I have kind of placed the div tag so that when I have justify content as space between, then one goes to the right, one goes to the left, so we don't have to worry about their positioning. Display flex, here we can say align item center, justify content, space between, right? Okay, so search goes to the right, and then we have remaining part on the left. Let's add some padding, or let's add some margin to the topic header. So we'll just say margin, let's say 30 pixels, and we don't want anything on the left and right. So this way. So this looks good. Our kind of header part is done. Productivity, let's keep it as it is. And so let's go ahead to styling of our section, right? Let's go ahead to section, which is this part, right, where we have our main article and recent articles. So let's make our section also a flex element, so that by default our main article and relevant recent articles can come side by side. But before we do that, I think we have to make our images responsive. So for that, we can just add this tag, and G will just say height of height auto, and let's make our width 100%. Okay, and let's go ahead and style our section. So for section, I'll just say, let's make it display flex, align item center, justify content center. How does that look? Okay. Instead of aligning them at the center, we can just make them as flex start. So that should put them on top. Let's add some margin to the top of the section. So we'll just say margin top of 20 pixel. How does that look? Okay. Next thing we want, okay, what we want to do is we'll have our main article take up 50% of width, and then recent articles as 45%. So for that, what we can do is we'll just say section, and then we'll have main article, Control C dot Control V, and we'll just say width of 50%. Okay, and Control C. That doesn't seem to take 50%, right? Okay, I'll just say recent articles, and then here we'll make it 45. Okay. Oh, we'll have to style this images also. We'll do it now. Let's just do that. Control C, Control V. Images we want to be smaller in size. Let's give them height and width of 120 pixel. So for that, we'll just say height 120 pixel and width also 120 pixel. There we go. Let's add some spacing between them. So for main article, I'll just say margin right. I'll just say 20 pixels. There we go. I think it is starting to take shape. What do you think? Yeah. I think we need to add little bit more spacing to left and right. Okay, but let's not worry about that for now. Let's first style our. Okay, one more thing you are noticing. We want everything to line up on the left, right? There is this issue. So for that, what we can do is here also we can make it flex start. Okay, which looks much nicer, right? Okay, what else do we have to do? There's a lot of stuff to do, by the way. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our author image. So we'll just be making a circle for that. So let's go to, where is the author part? Here. So let's pick that, Control C, and well, let's style the author image. Control C dot Control V, and let's give it a height of, let's say 50 pixel, width of 50 pixel. By the way, I mean, we are not putting up any images. I'm just creating a circle which kind of represents that image that we have in our reference, right? And then let's give it a border radius of 50%. So that way we'll have a circle, and let's get a background color of B1. All right. Okay. But we don't want this name and circle to be on top. Circle on the top and name on the bottom. So for that, we'll have to make our author class also a flex element. So let's do that. You just say display flex, flex, align item center, justify content center. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, not center. Let's again make it flex start. Okay. That looks better. Okay, let's first finish off styling of our main article. So we have some spacing for the header, and we have some spacing for the margin also. Okay, I mean, we have some spacing for the paragraph also. So for author, we can just add margin top. We'll just say margin top of, let's say 20 pixel. Okay. Do we want to add this? Okay, let's put it 10%. Okay, 10 pixels. Let's add margin to our H2 also, which is okay. So we can just where is our, so here kind of we have styled all the inherent elements of kind of primary elements of HTML. So let's do that here also. Let's give it a margin of on 20 pixel on top and bottom, and nothing on the left and right. Okay, so we have this spacing also done. So that way we are kind of done with main article, right? But one thing you'll notice is we want these two things to line up at the top. Right now, if we add margin to the H2 on the then the alignment gets disturbed. So for that, for H2 elements inside our recent article, we can remove the top margin for that. So let's do it here. Okay, Control C. Let's copy paste it, and H2. H2 here will just say margin as I can just say margin bottom. How does that do? Margin 20 pixel. Will that work? No, that didn't work. Margin top will have to make 0, right? So let's do that. Margin top of 0 pixel. Okay, that looks nicer. Next thing what we want to do is we want this name and this author on the right. Okay, anyway, let's make so for that we'll have to make our demo article also a flex element, right? Control C. Let's go to, okay, let's go here, Control V. Let's make it flex element. So we'll say display flex, align item center, justify content center. How does that? Okay, so we have our stuff, our demo text going to the right. Next thing what we want is okay, let's also reduce this padding. Let's make it 10 pixels. Okay, and then we want some spacing between this image and the text, so we can do it using, what's the name of the image here? I think it's demo image. Control C. Let's put it here. Excuse me. Let's say margin right of 10 pixels. Okay, let's also put some spacing between this circle and the name. So where are you? Author image here. Okay, margin right of 10 pixels. There we go. Let's see if it is responsive. I think it looks good. After, okay, one more thing that we can do is after okay, let's see. Okay, let's put it till here. Okay, now if how much is this width is around okay, some 800 pixel, right? So after 800 pixel, let's add some media queries to get our articles at the bottom, and then we'll give main article full width. Okay, so let's do that, but I don't kind of remember the media query syntax, so for that we can just Google it. Media query CSS. All right, let's get this. Control C. Let's put it here. Control V. And let's make it a little bit bigger. This one goes here. Okay, we don't want to do anything with the body. Delete it. Okay, let's change this to 800. So what this says is, when you have max width of 800, whenever the width of your layout goes less than 800 pixel, then this part of the CSS will kick in. First thing that we want to do is we want to make our flex direction of our section as a column, so that instead of placing them side by side, it places them on top of each other, right? So for that we'll just say section flex direction column. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, see that our recent article part came at the bottom, right? Now, okay, once that happened, we want our main article to kind of fully take control, or fully take the take full layout, right? So let's do that. Inside, okay, so let's grab our main article section, main article, Control C, and let's make the width as 100%. Okay, and yeah, okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, now we want our this articles also to be centered, and also let's let them also take the full 100% width, right? Why should only main article have all the fun, right? Control C, Control V, tab, let's give it 100%. There we go, and let's center them. Let's center the text. So for that we'll just say text align center. Okay, How does this look? Let's add some margin at the bottom also. Where is our container padding margin top? Okay, let's put it like this, margin and 0 pixel. Okay, so that we have some margin here also, and I think this looks good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, after a while all this header will kind of get screwed up, but so for that we'll have to kind of implement some sandwich menu or something like that, but that's part of another video. We can also put some spacing here, right? So okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, where are you? Where is the media is at the bottom? Where is an article? We'll just say margin top as, let's say, 50 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so yeah guys, that's all I have for this video. It's, I think, quite a long video, and if you have stick with it for this long, I must thank you, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.